Hey folks, Keough here with a new training video for you. I know I haven't done too many of these recently. There is a reason for that, and the reason is because I'm now reaching a point in the first phase of my training for at least my squats and my deadlifts in which I am approaching a deload period. I'm currently taking a reduced week from my squatting. I'm only training once with my squat this week, and I am entering the next phase of my training for my squat. I decided after my second session last week, in which the weights moved fine. I wasn't close to failure, but I just felt pretty run down after that point, that I bring the exertion back down and work into my next phase of training, which is probably going to end up being sets of 8. First block was sets of 15. This next block will probably be sets of 8, and I will make a jump from 255 up to 275, so a 20-pound jump to start off with, but that will be taking 7 reps off per set, so the exertion is going to go way down to start off with. And so I'll be starting that later this week, 275 for 4 or 5 sets of 8. I'll just let it go by how I'm feeling on that particular day. And I only have one more sumo deadlift session before I take a deload week, which will be next week. And so this is my second to last sumo deadlift session for this training cycle. I did 315 for 4, 365 for 6 sets of 4, and then 415, which you'll see in a little bit, for a set of 4. 415 is the heaviest weight I've pulled in the last couple of months. 315 felt really good. I felt like my bar speed on these 315s was probably better than it ever has been. It moved very well. Having a reduced week for squatting really helped me feel fresh coming into this deadlift session, and I definitely felt the difference. I do feel like my deadlift is coming back. I experimented very, very slightly with conventional pulling after I finished the sumo session, and I pulled just 135 for a single and then 225 for a single, and I could just tell that my bar speed is much better than where it was before. I think I'm going to go back into that conventional block when I do return from the deload period and start pulling conventional again. I think I'm going to come into that block feeling pretty good on my deadlift, and I'm going to be able to train more in accordance with how I was training before. I'm not going to be training at such a reduced roll. I will progress, I think, pretty slowly. I think that's kind of our plan. We'll tiptoe into it, but I do feel like my strength has actually rebounded pretty nicely from doing sumo deadlifting. So ultimately, that ended up being a good decision for me. Switching to that as a deadlift variation allowed me to train, and I feel like I was able to rebuild some of my deadlift strength. I just wanted to show a couple of sets of one of the assistance movements I did on this particular day. I've been doing these a lot. I've been doing a lot of thoracic work at home, but I've also been doing these sorts of thoracic extensions while I'm in the gym because they're just really easy to do. I just sit on a bench and take almost like a sumo stance, a wider stance with my toes turned out and my knees abducted slightly, and I really just focus on rounding and unrounding my thoracic. And if you look closely, I'm not really moving my lumbar at all, and I'm not shifting my weight forwards and backwards. My legs aren't really incorporated in the movement at all. I'm just really focusing on using my thoracic, and I feel like for a thoracic assistance exercise, these are actually working really well. I've liked doing them, so I figured I'd share them with anybody. Anyway, keep checking in more videos for you very soon.